Hello and welcome back to this channel. Today's gonna be an incredibly busy video because in today's video we're gonna be trying to get as much done today as possible. Now it is 2 p.m. today. We're hoping to be in here for about 5 hours, which comparing it to a normal day, it's not a ton of time, but at the end of the day we can get a lot done in 5 hours. So I'm very excited to be able to just really lock in this room and really get a lot done. Now the list today is bigger than ever. We have a lot to do with germination, getting plants ready for next week, getting the aquaponics even more ready, getting all the strawberries ready, planting even more stuff. There's a lot to do. Moving the basil over, just the list just goes on forever. In a second, I'm gonna take a little bit of a deeper dive and take you guys around the room and show you guys exactly what I have planned for today. But before we do go into start today's video, please subscribe, hit the bell notification on all so you not miss every video, and please like this video. Let's go start today's video. Now, aquaponics. Now the aquaponics has had some very interesting stuff. Just lots of stuff going on. I would go into detail about it, but I've covered it multiple times in different videos. So, just long story short, we had some stuff going on with just the nutrients being too high, killed off a lot of the plants, and then we had to shut off the system, and we had to go on wave 2 of the biofilter, which just really filters it and brings the water just directly back to the fish tank. So that's doing really good. Fish are absolutely thriving, but today I really need to fill it up with water, fill up each tube with water, and I really need to go ahead and start kind of like centering them a little bit more and angling them. Because at the end of the day, we had some problems where just stuff was overflowing, then just next day the carpet around it would be completely soaked, we would be out of water by, it was just a huge nightmare. Obviously we're working with carpet in here, so it's just not a good combination. So I had to shut off the system there, but over here there's a lot of stuff happening right here. Also, number 1, basil. This is done really well. Yesterday I ended up watering a lot of stuff, and so far the roots do look a little bit burnt a little bit, which means that they didn't have water. Let's just say I forgot to water one day, so a lot of the roots and that are a little bit dried up, but at the end of the day, that's still fine. They'll grow back and hopefully they'll thrive once more. Let's go ahead and take one of these out and check out the root structure. Root structure looking pretty good. Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. You're probably wondering, Luke, what are you planning to do with those today? So these are going to be really important. So, keep in mind, this shelf is designated for basil growth too. So over here, we're going to be working with these types of pots. Now what I'm thinking is, obviously you can't see the soil under it, but maybe that's not the best example. Maybe, here we go. So notice how there's soil in there. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting, maybe, I'll have to decide on how many, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. They should grow, and then once they get about big enough, I'll harvest it, bring it back down to where it's still stable and a very strong plant. Let it grow once more, harvest that, try and sell those, and then I need to think about how many times I do want to let it grow and harvest it. If I just want to do it 2 or 3 times and then kind of trash those plants and add new ones and grow new ones and replace that plant with that, or if I just want to let it keep growing until the plant kind of dies out later on. I don't know if that's the best situation though for the operation we're working with in this room. Now, going down this rack more, we have even more aquaponic stuff, a lot of beautiful plants. Then we have oregano, and we're working with oregano plants right there. So, walking throughout the rest of the room, there's a lot of stuff happening. The microgreens went out the other day, so that's looking pretty good. And something that I'm really excited about is this upcoming week is the grand opening of Go For It Produce. Now, once we have a grand opening, we will be open every single week. Now, here's the thing. So we've been working like crazy on getting stuff done. The thing I'm a little bit nervous about is we're waiting on one thing. We have almost all the permits done and almost all the licenses done. But something we're waiting on is the business license. We filed for it many weeks ago, and we're still waiting on it. So something I'm nervous about, and keep in mind, while we're waiting, we've not sold anything. Before you guys write a comment asking questions about that, we've not sold anything. We're just in the testing phase, learning about these incredible plants, just growing our knowledge about growing indoors very quickly. So what's kind of frustrating for me is the problem is you can't sell without that, because the tax ID numbers hooked up to that, just a lot of important information comes under that business license. So we had to cancel our pre-opening day because it was taking too long, but I'm crossing my fingers hoping I get it in the mail maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day, or we may have to have a meeting on pushing back the opening date, and that's not what we want. So going throughout the room, also I wanted to talk about the system earlier. So I was in the room yesterday working with all the lights, doing some computer work on this table, getting plants ready and like editing videos, and then all of a sudden the entire half of the room shut off. So I think that's very interesting. So this was using so much power from the outlet that it actually just tripped the breaker. And for the most part, everything kind of on the side of the wall, that outlet, the outlets over there, kicked off, which is fine. But at the end of the day, that completely reset the fish tank. So now the LED has to be reprogrammed tomorrow morning. So I guess that will be a 6 a.m. wake up there, but definitely very interesting stuff. We're working with all the solar panels. If you guys saw our video we posted yesterday about the unboxing from the Black Friday deals, we got a lot of solar panels, and on a super sunny day, we should be able to generate almost 2,000 watts, which is just absolutely an incredible number. But going throughout the rest of the room, there's a lot of stuff. I actually placed a massive bulk order from True Leaf, getting a lot more soil and buying almost all the seeds in this size of a bag, getting them like crazy. But walking throughout the rest of the room, there's a lot of stuff we have to do. I don't know if I'm going to be putting the plants in the aquaponics system yet today, but I really need to work with the water and water flow throughout the system, because the last thing I want is to walk in here and the entire carpet soaked. So going over here, there's a lot of stuff happening in here also. Now, number one, the shelf is quite empty. I really do need to clean this up a little bit and make it look a lot more neat. I actually don't know why these are here, actually. I'm gonna have to take these out, but everything's looking pretty good. I'm really excited to be able to work with this shelf, but looking at this, I really do need to plant these today and get a lot more of all these plants ready. So the microgreens are today, meaning we're gonna have to do sunflowers and peas today and start soaking those for about 24 hours. And here's the thing that makes me a little bit nervous. At the end of the day, I like stuff to happen efficiently, and I like to make the most out of when we have a new system. So like, for an example, like the solar panels. Now that we have them, I want to get them outside as fast as possible and generating power as fast as possible now that I have them. And like with the shelves, I feel like all these shelves aren't being used, which is just kind of feels like a waste of money in those factors. But at the end of the day, I have to also remember that in the beginning, we're not going to be selling out. I don't even know if we will even get a single order some weeks. I'm really crossing my fingers hoping we can grow the business to the point where we get close to selling out every week, but that will be a lot of work, and it'll just be really, really cool to be able to do that, but it's not going to be happening in the beginning. But what I was saying there is, with the shelves, the idea of that is to be able to get all the shelves turned on as fast as possible. But I also got to remember that we're not going to be selling it out of stuff. So if I have this entire shelf growing, the only thing is, if I harvest the entire thing, we might only sell one row worth of that after we've just harvested 4 rows, meaning we've gone through a lot of money in labels, we've gone through a lot of money in packaging, we've gone through a lot of money in all the supplies to grow those certain plants. Electricity is just a huge line of expenses. But at the end of the day, the amount of planning that has to go behind growing all these plants has to be extensive. So I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm thinking today I'm just going to try and plant all of these, and if I get the entire row done, then I guess that's what happened. But I'm going to have to really see. The problem is I don't exactly know how much to grow because I haven't opened yet, and I don't know what the demand is yet. So we will have to work with that eventually, but for the most part, there's a lot of stuff happening in here, a lot of stuff to figure out, after we open. and a lot of opportunities for stuff to go wrong. But at the end of the day, it's my job to make sure if those do happen, we can get control over them as fast as possible and prevent even more problems there, or preventing the problems altogether. So it's going to be very interesting to be able to work with all this. But at the end of the day, putting all that stress aside, what we're doing in here is absolutely incredible. Pushing the boundaries of what agriculture can be by just using innovation, groundbreaking technology, exploring the world of what indoor farming can be like. Absolutely incredible. And the things I've learned in this room are more than I've ever thought I'd be able to learn. When I built 1.0, I figured, you know what, I'm going to be building this, I'm going to be running it for a few months, and then boom. 3 years later, the entire room is growing and pushing the boundaries of what agriculture can be, growing plants indoors, which is just absolutely incredible. And something I never something I never thought would happen is we'd be able to get the opportunity to be able to go solar and be able to power the entire room by green energy, which is just absolutely incredible. So, kind of a little bit of a touch-on moment there, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff happening here. Today's going to be incredibly busy, and honestly, today's just going to be one giant time-lapse. So, I guess let's go ahead and turn on time-lapse mode. Also, I talked about this in today's video. I don't know why I haven't talked about it yet today, but the big thing is these are a ton of strawberry seedlings. Well, I guess not seedlings, little plants compared to all of these. But the thing is, the root structure and the plant base is ready to be moved to their main home, which is going to be in this. And that's going to be exactly how these look. Now, these look incredibly healthy and looking just absolutely incredible. But something that we really need to start is planting and getting all these zones ready. Now, this isn't just all of them. This entire bottom row needs to be planted too. That's going to take forever. But at the end of the day, we have a lot going on. We have a lot of ingredients to be able to work with. Almost every single time we do this, we run out of materials, and especially perlite. But lately, I've ordered them in extreme bulk, so today we're not going to be running out. My goal is to get zone 3 completely filled up and plant whatever we have left and be able to get this zone ready. Now, keep this in mind. The strawberry shelves have to be designed differently to accommodate to grow strawberries. So what we've done is this middle light in the middle section is not the same as these two outer lights. It is a purple light, making the photosynthesis process for them growing strawberries exactly what they need. And you could almost call it the perfect environment for strawberry production. So these shelves have been designed for those strawberries to be able to go in this. So I need to move these one down, and I need to turn these on and get strawberries planted in this. Also, I'm a little bit nervous about pots though. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough pots for everything in here, so I'm gonna have to cross my fingers, really hope I have enough, and just go on from there. So for the most part, now let's go and start the time lapse and get as much done as possible in this incredible room. A lot has happened in the course of the last 5 hours. There's a lot, very messy table, but that's how many trays we have to clean. It's not going to be a fun journey to do that, but we do have a lot more soil made, so that's exciting. Walking up and down these aisles, let's just check this all out. So some updates, not a ton down these certain shelves, but once we get all the way down here, there's a lot that happens very quickly. Number 1, germination shelf. All the basil is now taken out, meaning all the basil is now over here planted and looking fresh and looking amazing. So everything's watered too, which is awesome. We've also gone through one row of some right there. Very exciting once again. But looking through all these, there's a lot of absolutely incredible things happening. But it'll be really, really cool to see these grow and absolutely thrive. Walking over here again, we've completely gone through that. Fish are absolutely thriving with the aquaponics completely full of water. I do still need to level that, but I'm going to do that tomorrow because it'll take a very long time to do that. We also have quite a few strawberry trays right here. And what's incredibly exciting is this entire row is now full, except that one row at the very, very end with the red cups. So there's been a lot of ones we've replaced, and honestly, I might consider replacing a few more, but stuff is really, really growing really, really, really well in here. Let's go ahead and walk over here. Now there's one more thing I still need to do, well, two things. I need to make more soil and just make more of everything in this area. Then in here, I really need to start germinating more. Well, I need to start soaking the microgreen seeds for tomorrow. So I'm starting to soak and germinate. Well, I'm starting to germinate the cilantro seeds, so that's incredibly exciting. So at the end of the day, I'll have to remember to close the door. But for the most part, there's a lot of stuff happening in here. It's looking really, really good. But really, for the most part, this is going to be the end of the video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss our video, and please like this video. Thank you all so incredibly much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.